Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. um Today I'm going to start this week's series of readings that are based on a poll that I did recently on my community. The winner was to do the series of Ideal Romantic Partners Part 2. So I wanted to thank you to all the people that were able to participate and leave a vote. It means a lot to me. I hope I can interact more with you. I always try to, in the comments, as much as possible, to read you. Sometimes I do not see a few responses, but I try to like keep an eye on the on your request, and I try to always have them like written down and everything. So in this case today I'm going to start with the Boyz Sonu, because he was requested actually a very long time ago. I had him on my list before, but since my series was done for that week, I couldn't get to him. I couldn't get to do his. So today I'm going to start with him. And I also want to clarify that even though I have like different recommendations that you left me in the comment section and others that I had written down, that I do not have favoritism for any of these artists. I just want you to consume and to get your reading of your favorite idol if that's possible, but you have to take into consideration that this week only has 7 days if I prolong it until the weekend. So probably you will get one artist a day, and probably during the day I will do another readings, but this doesn't have to do with their ideal romantic partners. So I want you to be patient, to be respectful to other people's requests, because there are people that have been requesting for a very long time. And I also, when it comes to picking the readings, I try to do it when it comes to votes, because I want to give the audience what they want. So the fact that, for example, I always choose, or I always end up reading for the same members of the same group, is not because of my choice. It's actually because the audience wants it. So I I actually want to grow my community so a lot of more fandoms can reach my content and so they can vote as well. But this doesn't mean that I have like a preference towards certain groups, or that I do it because this group is popular and the other is not. I respect them all equally and I love their energies equally. And if you see the content in my channel is pretty, it's plenty and it has a lot of artists, so it's not only about one or two groups. So let's start with Sonu. Let's talk a bit about Sonu's energy. He's in Aries with the moon in Leo, and his Venus is also in Aries. So we before we talk about his romantic ideal type of today, of the present day, because as you all know, and that I always try to uh to 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 help you remember this, is that as we go through life and as we meet people, sometimes our ideals can change. But in this case today, I was able to pick on this energy for him. So he has a lot of fire in his birth chart. I believe his rising it's also in Scorpio. So he's the kind of person that if he is attracted to someone, or if he likes someone, probably he will be very passionate and very honest, very transparent about his desire. So whatever this person's characteristics or traits are, I believe that Sonu is the kind of person that can make a relationship happen. just because he feels it. He feels the pull, he feels the attraction, so he feels interested enough to make the move. I don't think he is the kind of person that is going to be like, even though he can act like he's shy and like he doesn't know, actually when he likes someone, he definitely is. He's an action orientated person and he's very passionate. He cannot help it. He will just go after you. He will get all his confidence in 1 minute and he will be like, okay, I'm going to make my move here. So this is very, so if you are a kind of person that you are probably like really shy and you want to take your time to actually like think if you truly are into him or if you like him, probably you're not the person for him, because he's like the one that could probably be like, okay, I fell in love with you, I want to marry you, for example. So, and very dramatic. So he definitely is not the person that he can take a no for an answer. I mean, in the sense that he will pursue you until you say yes. And also with all these fire elements in his chart, he sure is not very patient. So if you're very hesitant, I don't think he will like that, because for him it's like a game. This is why fire elements have, especially Aries males, they are very flirtatious, they are very funny, they are very outgoing. They just want to make you have a good time, and at the same time, you can read them like a book. They are an open book, because actually they are very transparent, and yes, they are very childlike in some aspects, but the good thing about them is that you don't have to guess, like what's going on with his intentions, what does he really want. If he wants a serious relationship, he will tell you, and if he wants like a non-commitment or a free relationship or an open relationship, he will also tell it. Like, he will be very straightforward. So it's not a partner for everyone, but I think that we do have to appreciate his honesty and his honesty to himself as well, to be very aware of his desires. That sometimes there are a lot of people with a lot of other elements and energetic traits and personality traits, that sometimes they are a bit manipulative, or they are a bit like hard to read, and it's like they are very hard to understand. At the same time, understand their motives, why they go after you, why they want what they want, why they appear and disappear, why they ghost you, and I think that in the case of Sonu, even though he can be a bit you can feel a bit overwhelmed by his energy and the fact that he's so straightforward, at the same time he's the guy that he will not give you these moments of confusion. So let's start with the cards that he got. He got the archetypes of a scribe, destructor, gambler, and judge. So it's really interesting. I think that he wants a mix of someone that is very intellectual and a mix of someone that is very down to earth at the same time. Um, and also someone very original. I think that starting with the scribe, I don't know if Sonu writes his own songs or something like that. Like, does he write his raps, or is he part of the production of a creative process? Because I feel like he has a lot of admiration for people that are good with words, for people that are able to save information, and probably having this this routine or this capacity to actually write everything down and being very organized, and also being very very good with words. Having this kind of like routine where you write down things. So probably if you are into writing things, I think that for him it's really attractive, in the sense that I think that for him to actually sit down and write things, sometimes he can get a bit like impatient to do that. He knows he has to, especially when ideas start coming, but he probably is like the kind of person that writes it in a small little pieces of paper that then he loses, or then he just like leaves everywhere, like scattered everywhere all around the room or the environment where he is. So when he needs it, he goes crazy because he is a bit disorganized. And this has to do also with his creative process. There's nothing wrong with being like that. Actually, I think that it's his own way of processing information. And I think that we all have been there, in the sense that nowadays, when you think about this content about, simplifying your life and being organized and having all these tricks about how to organize your agendas and your journal, and having pretty journals, I think that when you start like writing or studying something, we need to be a bit honest and being like, yes, we sometimes have like very pretty uh, bullet journals or agendas or all those, and we do not use them. We end up using, I don't know, the paper that we use to clean the kitchen, or another random paper, piece of paper that we find in the corner, so sometimes it can be like that. Sometimes we can be a bit like messy in that sense, and I think that in his case he just admires people that are really good with words, that they really know how to write, that they just have this talent. And probably because to do so, to be a scribe, you need to be a bit organized. You need to be like a bit methodic, and I think that he finds that attractive. When someone has the patience and the willpower to actually take a moment and like save information or organize papers, all those things. But then we have the card of the destructor. So here it comes a very important trait. The destructor definitely, I don't know why, but the destructor remind me of his Scorpio rising. I think that he definitely wants someone to erupt in his life and be like, here I am to change everything that you have known for years about relationships. I think he wants someone that can somehow set him free from his lifestyle. I think that there are moments where he feels a bit bored with responsibilities, or probably there's something about the idol life, or there's something about about him being part of the industry, that even though it can be very glamorous in some aspects, there are moments of a lot of like where he is like, what do I do? Like, because he does have a lot of energy within himself. So I think that probably he is the kind of person that he would get into a relationship because he's bored. Somehow he does want drama. I don't know why. I don't know why, but maybe it's his moon in Leo. But he does want drama in his life. And having this archetype of the destructor, it means that if this ideal partner comes into his life, he wants this person to be like, okay, yes, here I am. I'm here to make your life miserable, like, and not literally, in a sense of being really this very powerful presence, this very, and probably also someone that when they first meet, someone that can be a bit like having like this strong personality or this strong presence, so that he's like, whoa, like, wow, she's really amazing, or that person is really amazing, like having this very strong attitude and this very this strong magnetism as well, someone that when you see, you are like, oh my god, like I never met someone like this before. Because the archetype of the destructor is someone that breaks all the previous conceptions that you had about a certain aspect, and if we think about love or relationships or an ideal partner, I think that he definitely wants someone that is like different, that erupts into your life and just like surprises you, surprises and even shocks you, because I don't know, probably this person comes into his life where he's in a moment, in a period of transition, or where he is in a period with a lot of transformation, or he's going through a very like volatile moment, where he's feeling a bit like tired and frustrated, and where he feels like he cannot take it anymore, and then all of a sudden there comes this person to add more intensity to his life, because if you see the distractor archetype, you can see the card, the drawing of the in the picture. It's a volcano that is like in eruption, that lava is coming out of it. So definitely he wants that person's presence to be noticed. I think that he will find it ideal that this person coming into his life is not going to be ignored. It's not going to be like an ignored event. It's not like, oh yes, I ran into you and saw you, and yes, we started talking, and just that. He wants like a grand entrance or something like that, something very like, so when he can tell his children or his future grandchildren about how he met the love of his life, he can tell it with all these very dramatic elements, something like that. And then we have the gambler. So I think that also what he finds attractive is someone that is fearless, is someone that doesn't, that also is very playful and is very adaptable, but also someone that doesn't have fears. I think that, because I think that Sonu, despite of him being really passionate and very straightforward and all we know about him, probably there's an aspect of him where he actually has fears. And I think that probably the fears come from his profession, and about being judged, and about being criticized, and about not knowing who to trust, and about him. It's like he is a very, like I mentioned before, he's a very transparent guy. He follows his heart. He's very true to himself, but at the same time, all this time in this industry had shown him that he needs to be always like on alert, especially that he has to be aware of what he says, what he does, how he behaves, So he does feel a bit like fearful sometimes, and I don't think that this fear is something that he was born with, or that he had always been like this. I think that this fear, it's something that had been accumulated through all these years that he had been an idol, and ever since he was a trainee as well, because of of all the training process and all these events of him being an idol is like it had shaped him like a person, so he can carry this kind of insecurity when it comes to what he finds ideal. So I think that what he's expecting of the other person is for this person to remind him that he can be involved with someone, and at the same time that he can take the risk, and that it's okay to take the risk. And probably he wants this gambler archetype person to be the one that reminds him that they can have fun. Someone that reminds him that he can have fun, that they can joke around, that he can laugh, that someone that doesn't take life that seriously. Because sometimes it seems like his persona or his role as an idol, sometimes it does sucks on his energy, on his personal energy. And he's a very strong individual. He's a very strong person. But sometimes he does feel a bit like worn down because of all the demands, like you shouldn't be like this, like you need to change this, you need to work on this, all this list of like a lot of like reprimands of a lot of people telling him not to be like that, so sometimes he just wants someone that is like, it's okay with you. It's okay if you want to be clumsy, if you want to curse, if you want to drink, if you want to smoke, you can do it with me. You can do it with me. And at the same time that he's that this relationship can be private enough so that he can feel comfortable doing that. And then the other card is the judge. So, I think that the judge is someone that it gives me a lot of Libra vibes, and I don't know why. Maybe because the judge is associated with Libra, and more so the part of the balance, the importance of balance. Definitely he wants someone that can be like very very fair to others. Also someone that works to actually help other people get their own justice. Someone that wants to keep things balanced and fair for everyone around them. So I think that here with the archetype of the judge, what it's telling me is that he wants someone with good values. He wants someone that is basically a good person. I know that that we all want a good person, of course, despite of all the personality traits and all the different condiments of a person. I think that deep down inside we want to know that the person we are with is a good person, and that it's that I think in this case, in Sonu's case, I think he would feel really proud if he could see that this person is someone that is very selfless and that they are very generous with others as well, and not just thinking about themselves and their own gainings, more like giving back to the community. So it's really nice. And then the last card I pull out from the Romantic Angels Oracle is the card of Retreat. And these cards of this oracle actually had came up twice for other idols. So I think that definitely this is very meaningful for them, because the retreat archetype, I'm sorry, the retreat oracle card, it talks about that you want a partner that can like that you can like get away with like go away with this person to a very personal and very intimate world of their own. in the relationship. With retreat, it means that you retreat yourself from your obligations or from your everyday life, and you submerge into this very loving and very intimate atmosphere when you are with this person. So this moment when you are spending time with this special person that you find ideal, that you have the ability of, no matter where you are, um, just just evade yourself from reality, and just like forget about work, forget about your responsibilities, and forget about what other people expect from you. You just retreat. You just retreat with your special person. And I think that this is very important. I think that this is very important for him. I think that he just wants to be with someone that allows him to just retreat, just like someone that is not like, oh yes, I want to go here and I want to visit there and I want to go. He just wants someone that is like, okay, wherever we go, let's go together. Like, it doesn't matter where we go as long as we are together, having this very romantic, this very deep bond. Because for you to feel like you can retreat with your partner, it's not just like, it's not about like, oh yes, let's go on a trip together, like, oh, let's go, let's travel. It's not about that. It's not about you physically moving toward a destination. It's more about your soul living for a destination next to your partner's soul. It means that when you are with that person, you somehow enter a new world, and that this world is yours and that person's only, and no one can get in. So it's very beautiful. It's very beautiful, and I think that I understand why this card comes up very very frequently, because I think that somehow they want to make like a very strong separation between their idol life and what they have in their intimacy, or what they have in their loving relationships. So yes, this is all I have for Sonu. So I hope that you enjoyed it, guys, and if you did, please, I would love to hear from you. So I would love a feedback. I will see you tomorrow for a new video. So thank you so much for being here. Bye.